Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels? You're working hard, you're putting in the hours, but you're just not seeing the kind of progress you want? It's so frustrating. But what if the solution isn't about working harder? What if it's about one simple shift in how you see things? A shift that changes everything.
It really does feel like there's an invisible wall holding you back, doesn't it? You can't exactly see it, but you can definitely feel the resistance. You know you're capable of so much more, but it feels like something is just blocking your path.
And here's the wild part. This isn't some unique problem that only you have. It's a pattern, a really common one actually. But most of us completely miss it in our own lives because we're just so busy trying to ram our way through that wall with brute force.
And this leads to a super important question. Why does pure effort sometimes fail? We're all taught that hard work is the key, right? But that's only half the story. Pushing harder in all the wrong places doesn't lead to a breakthrough. It just leads to burnout.
So if more hard work isn't the answer, what is? We've got to figure out what the real enemy of our growth is. And I'll give you a hint. It's probably not what you think. It isn't a lack of motivation, and it's not a shortage of time.
The real problem, it's a lack of focused work. It's all about where our energy is actually going. See, we spread ourselves way too thin, trying to fix a dozen things at once. And you know what happens? We end up fixing nothing. We're just mistaking all that frantic motion for actual progress.
This lack of focus is the quiet enemy. It's sneaky. It doesn't make a big scene. It just silently drains our energy, keeping us busy but never really effective. It's what keeps us from making that one big leap forward that we're looking for.
Okay, think about it like this. Your mind, right now, is basically in a massive traffic jam. You've got all these great ideas, all these things you want to do, but they're all stuck. Nothing can move forward because one single intersection up ahead is completely blocked.
And this brings us to the core idea here, the big kahuna, the bottleneck breakthrough. This is the simple rule that honestly changes everything. It's how we are going to clear that traffic jam.
So what exactly is a bottleneck? Well, in any system, whether it's a factory, a project, or your personal life, it's the single constraint that holds back the entire thing. It's that one blocked intersection. And here's the part you really got to get. Improving anything other than the bottleneck is a total and complete waste of time.
And this just lays it out perfectly. There are two ways to work. The old way is trying to manage every single car in that traffic jam. It's chaotic, it's stressful, it doesn't work. The new way, you focus all your energy on clearing that one single blockage that's causing the jam in the first place.
That's the secret right there. At any given time, there is almost certainly just one major bottleneck that's really blocking your growth. Not 10, not 5, just one. Your job isn't to solve every single problem you have, it's to find and solve the right one. Because when you find this one thing, and you pour your effort right there, everything else just starts to move. It's like finding a magical leverage point. You find this, you push on it, and the entire system, your career, your project, your life, it all starts to shift.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how in the world do we actually find our bottleneck? Well, this is where we turn this idea into a tool you can use right now. And it all comes down to asking yourself one simple but incredibly powerful unlocking question. The process itself is almost deceptively simple. First, you have to consciously shift your focus. Stop making that long list of everything that's wrong. Instead, start hunting for the single point of constraint. Then, and only then, you ask the question.
And here it is. This is the unlocking question. I want you to take a second and really think about this for your own life. What is the single constraint that, if I could just remove it, would make everything else easier? Really think about it. Is it a skill you're missing? A process that's just broken? Maybe a limiting belief you hold? What's the one domino that will knock down all the others?
It all comes down to this number, 1. One bottleneck, one question, one point of focus. This idea of singular focus is so different from the do more, be more culture we live in. But I'm telling you, it's the key. This one mindset shift, it truly changes everything.
So, where do you go from here? Once you have this awareness, how do you actually turn it into action? Well, this is your path forward.
We love to overcomplicate success. We think it requires this massive 100-point plan. But what if it's simpler than that? By focusing all your energy on your single biggest bottleneck, you might just find that success is, well, embarrassingly simple. Now, not easy, mind you, but simple. So the next time you feel that frustrating feeling of being stuck, just remember this. You are not permanently stuck. You just haven't found the bottleneck yet. Look closer. The answer is right there, waiting for you to see it. And once you identify it, give that one thing your undivided attention. Pour your energy into fixing that single constraint and then just step back. Watch as things naturally, almost magically start to flow again.
In the end, your bottleneck isn't really a wall, it's more like a signpost. It's pointing directly to where you need to go next. Your bottleneck reveals your path. So take a moment right now and ask yourself, what is it revealing to you?